Aloha to you, Maui. This is Astrology Now, and I am Juliet Butters Doty, evolutionary astrologer, bringing to you all the new and full moon updates. Well, with the beginning of 2025, we now boldly step out into a new frontier with this Capricorn sun initiating the first full moon of the year in Cancer. The moon's in Cancer. So the sun is highlighting the very degree way back 5 years ago when we had the lockdown. So scroll through to now, and we are now ready to step into our future with Pluto paving the way, quite literally, in Aquarius. The rebellious and revolutionary energy of change is being lit up by the light of this full moon, as they're sitting so closely together, urging us to own our authority, Capricorn, striding with commitment, Capricorn, and focus, because time is up. Both of those words, focus and time, are Capricornian. The past is over, and move forward we must. So Pluto stands opposite the retrograde Mars, commanding a face-off, a power play, questioning us. Do we really care on the deepest of levels down to our core? To own our power. It's about our empowerment, a raw soul question to consider at this time. Chiron is also beckoning us to take that chance, square to the sun, jumping off that cliff, and to be the maverick to pioneer our soul's truth with authority, whilst owning our sovereignty in our hearts. Now is surely that time. Uranus is at an exact favorable trine to the sun, both at 23 degrees, and also to Pluto, offering incredible creativity and backbone, solid support, out-of-the-box thinking coming directly from divine mind for some, those who can tap it. You've got to love a trine from Uranus. It's fantastic. You definitely want to make the most of his creative juice for sure. So the retrograde Mars in Cancer is somewhat conjunct, close to the moon at this time, enhancing our internal emotional feelings about nurturing the self and others and how we achieve that. There's a level of self-preservation about this, as nurturing is so important in our lives, and yet has been put on the back burner for a lot of people behind achievement, work, status, and money. That's become seemingly more important. So in the days prior to the nodal shift out of Aries and Libra, we may see fires because Aries rules fire and war, and that 0 degrees of Aries is a very strong cardinal degree that affects the world. And as I share this update and write the blog prior, California, Southern California, LA is suffering greatly right now, and still with severe loss of homes and deaths. So I'm very sorry, and my heart goes out to all those directly affected. And so up next is the karmic nodes of fate, the nodes of the moon, will have moved into Pisces Virgo axis by January 11th in the early afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. So the full moon's on the 13th. So it's really important that this is part of this full moon, adding to the lightness of being or the weight of all that water, our emotions. So whichever way you look at it, we are being asked to surrender on every level. Right now then, the North Node in Pisces is very close to Neptune, calling for a kind of like a double time internal spiritualization, with the node coming down and Neptune coming closer. And And Neptune rules Pisces, so it's a really strong energy. Calling for greater compassion to others as well as ourselves, with an enrichment to our respect for Mother Earth, Gaia. And there's a great mystery that I feel will be revealed about her in the next few years. And also of note, notice, where do we allow ourselves to be deceived? On whatever level? How are we not seeing that deception, whether it be from others or to ourselves? And where do we numb out? Those are all Piscean archetypes. The North Node in Pisces is amazing for meditation, for dance, for creativity, and deepening your relationship to Source. Pisces also represents viruses, our immune system, so upping the ante to support that department is really crucial at this time, and of course leads us into the focus of what's involved with the South Node in Virgo, the arena where we release that which no longer serves us. So when we look at the South Node, or when the South Node is involved in aspect, and of course the South Node with what I'm talking about involves the collective, it's also an emptying out. So for the next 18.6 months, this will be the general agenda. So get used to letting go and throwing out the inner critic. We all do it. Surrender the need for all of those details. Release the perfectionist within you. Let go of victim consciousness. And remember, from now until July, to get very resourceful, make the changes so that your essential needs are addressed, and simplify you. I'm saying that because Uranus is still in Taurus, heading into Gemini. So get grounded and grok into your body what truly makes you happy. Keep it simple. So from July onwards, things will move very, very fast when Uranus goes into Gemini, and you will regret making those changes. You will regret it if you don't make the changes. So that's a point well made. So staying with the nodal switch here, there will be a big focus on our health, our bodies, how we consciously care for our bodies, together with what methodologies we use to bring ourselves into that optimum health. Virgo represents our health, represents purification and natural medicine, the original way used for centuries before pharmaceuticals became involved. So with all the changes and shifts occurring during this dynamic year, we will need to address our health. We will need to address how we digest life and all aspects that affect our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, our spiritual bodies, let alone the physical body. So therefore, Virgo actually also represents our habits and routines regarding all that subject matter will also need to be attended to as to how we actually incorporate all of that into our day-to-day lives, both at home and at work, in our relationships, how we work, how we drive ourselves, if we're doing that, pushing ourselves too hard, and so forth. So Virgo also represents refinement. So we're going to be in a refinement process and being asked to put that into place and to let go what's in the way of that over the next 18.5 months. So the moon is representative esoterically as Mother Moon and is intimately connected to the maternal principle. So I'm going to be quoting Philip Lindsay. He's an esoteric astrologer. I really admire him. You can find him online. So he speaks of the building and nurturing of the form, hence the signs association with diet, nutrition, exercise, and healing. As above, so below. This maternal principle applies at the cosmic level. Virgo is therefore the cosmic mother because she represents cosmically the negative pole to the positive spirit. Virgo and Pisces. She is the receptive agent where the father aspect is concerned. Again, quoting Philip Lindsay. So important to note, in this solar system, we are informed that Virgo carries the love-wisdom principle more powerfully than any other zodiac sign. So we do also have some goddesses assisting us now more than ever. Particularly this year, I'm going to talk about 3 that are quite strong and they keep repeating through the year. In essence, the first one is Artemis. Her other name she's referred to as Diana. And she emboldens our sense of sovereignty, another issue that keeps coming up, as well as her presence. She represents our deep sense of inner knowing. She is uncompromising and a great warrior for love. The next goddess is Astraea, who was the last of the immortals to leave Earth in the last golden age. And in the Greek mythology and myth, it is said that when she returns, it will be the beginning of the next golden age, hence the big shift this year. The third one I'd like to speak of is Nessus, an asteroid representing radical forgiveness, and presents an opportunity for us to let go of our karma, particularly February 7th when Nessus meets Saturn. Saturn represents karma, and again is prominent late June when Nessus joins the nodes, or the North Node actually. So this represents a letting go finally and coming into our true heart. And it also represents a term that Melanie Reinhardt coined, the buck stops here. So there's a lot we're going to be asked of to just stop it. So for those of you who would like to know more about the astrology of 2025, go to my website, unwindthesoul.com, and click on blogs, and you will see it there. An image will come up shortly, similar to the same image that I use on my blog for 2025. So the next new moon in Aquarius will be on January 29th, just over 24 hours before Uranus stations direct. And that's going to be a big deal because he's the ruler of Aquarius. That is the sign that Pluto is in. Again, to repeat, Pluto is the planet that carves humanity as we move forward, so it's very significant. And the Sun Moon will pick up the pace because there will be Pluto and Mercury together with the Sun Moon, and all will be in Aquarius, and it will be a very fast-paced movement that we're distinctly going to feel. So until then, astrology lovers, tread gently, and we will see you at the end of the month. Ahui ho.